Andy. How are you?
Hi, Sylvia. I'm doing great.
Well, welcome to AWS, which is not the Art Water Society, it's the Art with Sylvie. I just realized my business name is the same as a very prestigious watercolor society or something in America. But look, I want to just get to know you a little bit, and I've been looking at your work. It's just amazing. You're a watercolorist. So tell me, what are you doing right now? And just give us a bit of an insight about why are you there?
Well, as everybody else in the world is, we're kind of on a lockdown. So I've got two places where I create my paintings. I have a studio in town where it's kind of a teaching studio where I also have my paintings on the wall, a little gallery space and stuff. But with these days, nobody's coming in or going shopping or anything, and all the classes are canceled. So I go there and water the plants and, make sure everything is good. But I don't really paint there too often these days. I've been painting in my home studio more. So I'm down in the basement of our house, and my secondary painting location.
Right. Look, let's show us your studio. I'd love to have a quick look at your studio.
My laptop, so you can kind of see the setup here.
Yeah, give me a little tour if you don't mind.
I cut on my own mat and everything here, so I've got some painting stacked up there with my mat cutter. Okay, this is where I photograph my painting. So I've got my lights and stuff set up with a whole stack of paintings, and then I do medical illustrations. So I've got a skeleton and everything in the studio here, and then here's my big painting table here, where I work at in the studio. So I've got that all set, a whole stack of paintings down here. Yeah, I just and I've got a whole stack of frames down here, ready to go at all times. Paintings on the full, stacked up on the floor, all bubble.
We're doing a virtual tour of your exhibition with me. Maybe I could ask you about some of the paintings when they're ready, like on the wall and ready to go. We could do something like that as well if you're up for it. So oh, look, there's one of them. That's amazing. Oh, wow. Even just on the screen, I can really get a sense of that water. I just want to dive in and have a swim. That looks amazing. So tell me, if you can just, basically for that one you just held up, what kind of did you think about it a lot before you went and did it? Like, did you work the spot out? Have you been to that spot before? How did you get to do that particular painting? What made you do that one?
Well, there was the sense of light in the morning coming in. Basically, I love there were some shadows still being cast from the, it's a very mountainous island, the Catalina Island. And so as the sun is peeking up, there was a shadow being cast by part of the mountain on some of on Avalon down here on the bottom. And then the boats out in the harbor and some of the buildings that are higher up were catching the sunlight. I just like that shadow and sun juxtaposition, and that beautiful time of day in the morning. This was actually what I was getting ready to leave the island when I took that reference shot. I was just kind of sitting there, and it's always nice to go home, but it's always a little bittersweet to leave a beautiful place like Catalina too. So that's all part of it too. You're sitting there and just absorbing the island one last time before you're heading home. So
that last memory before you left, you were inspired. I could actually feel the energy before when you just talked about you're about to leave. So you thought, just want to capture it. I think you did a good job. I would love to know just a little bit about if you had to give someone advice about, finding the right spot to paint, or what's your advice about just getting that right place?
When you're first learning to paint, I think it's very typical that you are searching and searching and searching for something amazing to paint all the time. And the more I paint, the more I've realized that I think part of our job is to take something maybe not amazing, and if it speaks to you personally, try and capture it in a way that lets people know how you feel about it. And then all of a sudden the world opens up of painting subjects. And I used to do the same thing, hop in my car on a beautiful morning and, just drive and drive and drive looking for something amazing to paint. But I think it was Joseph Vukovic, Australian painter, who said, don't compare your painting to the scene. You'll lose, every time. It needs to stand on its own. But I've always told my students, if your subject is really a drop dead gorgeous scene, you're kind of setting yourself up for failure. What are the chances that your painting is going to live up to something like that? So I prefer to find something that other people will maybe not look twice at, but for whatever reason, it speaks to me. And then try and show that in my painting, in my work.
On that note, that's gold. That is gold. We'd say that's gold. And Joseph, we know of very well in Australia.
Yeah, and it's so common. Like I said, people, when I teach my workshops, they'll bring in these photographs, and I call them calendar photos.
Yeah.
You know, just overly beautiful, pretty, and sunsets and flowers. I'm like, what are the odds that your painting is going to live up to that?
Well, look, I know we can see some of that, you know, very everyday, ordinary, transformed in your work on your website, which I'll put a link up on at the bottom of the website. And if everyone likes this video, you got to hit the like button, smash the like button, as they say in America, smash that like button, and even better, share it. You know, there's a link here. You can share that on your site, in your community, because it's getting behind the scenes and getting to know artists like you, Andy, that really make it a joy. We're not alone in some of our struggles, and we're getting some great wisdom from people doing this. For how long have you been painting, Andy?
Over 25 years now.
So. There you go. There you go. So I'm like mere 7 or 8 or something. So well done. And I'd love to speak with you again. And yeah, thanks again from everyone who might be watching this this YouTube clip. My second one ever made with an artist, and hopefully doing lots more. Well, next time we'll talk a little bit more about, you know, just getting behind your creativity and you outside, plein airing. That'd be super. And obviously your exhibition, I'd love to have a bit more of a look at your work there, because who knows, there could be people out there just looking for that work to buy now. So thanks again.
Thank you.
And see you next time.
Stay safe.